All right. Good morning, everybody. It is November 21st. This is our regular meeting. I was going to say, man, briefing. Go ahead and call our meeting to order and ask our auditor to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, let's do roll call.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here, I think. I'm working on that one.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte. Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here. All right, let's move on to item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. And I'm going to have Mark read all of them.
I love you.
All right. Do we have any correspondence?
We do. Andrew Lavelle of U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service sent in a letter seeking public input on an environmental impact statement and borrowed owl management strategy. Karen Walters sent in a comment regarding the safety of deputies in the Mason County Jail. Joe Robertson sent in a proposal to name County Building Number 10 the Gary Paul Burleson Law and Justice Building. The Aquatic Resources Division of Marine Floats sent in a request for a mitigation site on a county parcel located in Case Inlet. The Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in a discontinuation notice for HD's Tavern and Top of the Cork, liquor license renewal applications, change of location for NB Arlington LLC, notice to licensees on firearms, notice of cannabis license application for Amazing Gardens, DBA The Dab Lab, change of location application for Happy Farms and cannabis license renewal applications, and levy certifications from the Port of Dewato and Mason County Fire Protection District 13 were sent in.
All right, thank you. I just have to giggle every time we hear the cannabis names. I think it's just fun. All right, item 4.2, 2024 utility system rates temporarily suspended. Richard. Yay.
Morning, Commissioners. Richard Dickinson, Deputy Director, Public Works, Mason County Utilities and Waste Management. Per Mason County resolution, all water and sewer rates and fees at the Mason County owned and operated Russellwood, Beards Cove, North Bay, Case Inlet, and Belfair utility systems will be suspended until March of 2024, when the county anticipates implementing a new rate structure for each of the utility systems. The county will be sending more information out to customers, holding HOA and other meetings to go over what the new rate structure will look like before these rates go before the board for adoption.
Great, thank you. And then I'm assuming that you also have 4.3.
I do.
The
Ready to roll. It's my favorite time of year. 2024 solid waste rate increases. Per Mason County's resolution number 2022-27, disposal rates at all Mason County transfer and drop box stations will increase by 5.4% beginning January 1st, 2024, as directed by resolution number 2022-27. Fees will be increased each year by the amount of the August to August Consumer Price Index for the Seattle-Tacoma Bellevue area. This increase is to cover the annual cost increase experienced by the county to operate and maintain the Shelton, Hoodsport Union, and Belfair transfer and drop box station locations.
Great, thank you.
That's a sign.
Your time's up.
Yeah, thanks.
3-minute notice. Okay, item 4.4, the 2024 annual Mason County Heritage Grant Cycle News Release. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. The Mason County Board of Commissioners and the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission are pleased to announce the opening of the 2024 Heritage Grant Cycle. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission administers the annual Mason County Heritage Grant Program to assist projects that promote the public's access to county history. The program is funded with a portion of document recording fees collected by the Mason County Auditor. The allocation of these fees for projects that promote historical preservation or historical programs, which may include preservation of historic documents, is authorized under RCW 36.22.170. The revenues accrue to a dedicated fund and may not be used for any purpose other than those stipulated in the statute. For the 2024 grant cycle, a total of $25,000 is available. Grants in amounts up to $5,000 may be awarded to qualified organizations for professional development, public education, small capital projects, collections management, heritage investigations, and historic preservation. This is a reimbursement grant with a 6-month project period. Both the grant guidelines and the application can be found on the Mason County website at masoncounty.wa/historic/heritage-grant.php. Proposals can be mailed or hand-delivered to the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission at 615 West Alder Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584. Applications must be received by 12 p.m. on January 19th of 2024. That should say 2024, not 2023. For questions, please contact Luke Viscusi at 360-427-9670, extension 282, or by email at hpc@masoncountywa.gov.
Great,
Thank you.
thank you very much. All right, item 4.5, Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board Citizen Opening News Release. Do we have anyone? Oh, there you are.
Saved you, Mark.
The Board of County Commissioners are accepting applications to fill one community position for the Mason County Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board, representing Commissioner District 3. The applicant must not have direct affiliations with agencies that receive funding. The boards are looking for community members with an interest in public health, mental health, substance use disorder, homelessness, and/or affordable housing. The Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board is a 7-member board appointed to advise the Board of County Commissioners on the use of state and local funds to address affordable housing, homelessness, and behavioral health treatment in Mason County. The advisory board typically meets at least once per month on the 4th Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. with special meetings scheduled as necessary. Appointed board members serve a 4-year term. How to apply? Application forms may be obtained from the Commissioner's Office, 360-427-9670, extension 419, or on the website at www.masoncountywa.gov. To find an application on the website, go to the menu, Advisory Boards, select Housing and Behavioral Health Advisory Board, and click on the link Advisory Board Application. Applications to serve on the board are being accepted until the position is filled and should be submitted to the Mason County Commissioners, 411 North 5th Street, Shelton, Washington, 98584. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, let's move on to item number 5. This is the time we set aside for citizen input. We have a 15-minute total limit, 3 minutes per person. Mark will time us. And this is to address things that are not in our items that are not on our agenda. Do we have anyone in the audience, in the room, that would like to say anything? All right, how about anyone in the Zoom room? Is there anyone that would like to address the commission in the Zoom room?
Can we see everybody that's on there?
I'm not seeing any hands.
Are we sure that it's gonna automatically move them to the front if they do?
It should.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should.
Usually it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to item number 6. Adoption of agenda.
Madam Chair, I move for adoption of today's agenda as presented.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Oh my goodness. Item number 7, approval of minutes.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the October 3rd, 2023 budget minutes and the October 3rd, 2023 retreat minutes as written.
And I will second that. We have a motion and a second to approve the October 3rd, 2023 budget minutes and the October 3rd, 2023 retreat minutes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, moving on to item number 8, approval of our action agenda. Commissioners will read through the items on the action agenda, which are lengthy.
Yeah, well, you know, when
Oh.
Kevin comes back, he gets to read whatever that next one is all by himself.
All of it, all of it, all of it. Items can be removed for separate discussion and vote. Commissioner Netherland,
How far you want me to go?
how about go through 12?
You got it.
8.12.
All right, Madam Chair, it reads, item number 8.1, approval of warrants and treasurer's electronic remittance claims clearing fund. Warrants number 8100542 through 8100710, the amount $760,051.84. Direct deposit fund, warrants number 101289 through 101700, the amount $854,757.19. Salary Clearing Fund, warrants number 7007724 through 7007761. The amount $1,130,849.71. Item number 8.2, approval to award funding from the 09 Rural County Sales and Use Tax Fund number 103 to the City of Shelton in the amount of $125,000 for satellite wastewater treatment plant headworks and upgrades. Item number 8.3, approval to convert an appraiser analyst position to senior appraiser analyst within the assessor's office, period. Item number 8.4, approval of a resolution suspending the annual consumer price index for all urban consumers CPI-U utility rate increases set by County Code Chapter 13 and to temporarily suspend all 2024 rate increases until a new rate structure is implemented. Item number 8.5, approval of the resolution amending resolution 2022 through -072 for the county's 2024 health insurance contributions to the following effective January 1st, 2024 for participants in the PEBB medical program, which allocates through the pooling method $1,236.69 per month county contributions for employees with single enrollments on medical and $1,840.24 per month county contribution for employees with dependent enrollments and for non-represented elected officials and following collective bargaining agreements: Teamsters, Community and Family Health, General Services, Probation, Prosecuting Clerical, the IAM Woodworkers, Public Defenders Support Staff, Public Defender, and Deputy Prosecutors, and to approve the 2024 medical rate sheet as presented. Item number 8.6, approval to reappoint Mark Nault to the Mason County Civil Service Commission for a 6-year term expiring December 31st, 2029. Item number 8.7, approval of the Foothills Park Gatekeeper Agreement with William Long to open and close the Foothills Park entrance from November 1st through February 28th of each year. Item number 8.8, approval of the amendments to the Voluntary Stewardship Program, the VSP, contract to add $541,548.20 from the Washington State Conservation Commission. Item number 8.9, approval to set a public hearing for Tuesday, December 19th, 2023 at 9:15 a.m. to consider and approve the supplemental budget requests and budget transfers for the 2023 budget. Item number 8.10, approval of the movement of budget from the following funds: Belfair Sewer Fund 413 to move $100,000 from operating to salaries and benefits, and the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA Fund number 155 move $30,000 from operating to salaries and benefits. Item 8.11, approval of the movement of budget for the following departments: Office of Public Defense move $100,000 from salaries and benefits to operating, leaving $15,000 in budget capacity. Juvenile Court Services moves $40,000 from salaries and benefits to operating, leaving $15,000 in budget capacity. And the Assessor's Office moves up to $15,000 from salaries and benefits to operating. operating. Item number 8.12, approval of the resolution placing a proposition on the February 13th, 2024 special election ballot authorizing a sales and use tax rate of 0.2% sales and use tax for 911 emergency communications and operations.
Item 8.13, approval of the resolution to increase the court commissioners' pro tem pay from 75 per hour to 90 per hour. Item 8.14, approval of the Washington State Office of Public Defense grant for the amount of $62,656 for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. Item 8.15, approval to reappoint Edgar Huber for a 3-year term on the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission beginning December 2023 and ending November 2026. Item 8.16, approval to extend Andrea Exo's term on the Mason County Historic Preservation Commission from June 20th, 2026 to November 30th, 2026. Item 8.17, approval to add $50,000 in foundational public health services, community health assessment, and improvement funding to the Mason Matters contract effective January 1st, 2024. Item 8.18, approval to fund training for public health staff to enhance their careers. Item 8.19, approval to close Roy Bode Road and a portion of Clifton Lane for from approximately milepost 0.12 to milepost 0.20 on Sunday, December 3rd, 2023 from 3 p.m. to 4:45. Item 8.20, approval for the chair to execute the Adopt a Road agreement with Locksmith Services, assigning Trails Road from milepost 1.58 to milepost 3.28 as their designated adopted area. Item 8.21, approval to extend the agreement with Teresa D. Johnson CPA Inc. to December 31st, 2024, and increase the maximum payable by $20,000 for technical accounting assistance as required. Item 8.22, approval of the Mason County Parks and Trails on-site park host agreements with Scott and Chris Hewitt for Mason County Recreation Area and with Anthony Mullen for Sandhill Park, set to expire December 31st, 2026. Item 8.23, approval of the State Homeland Security Program fiscal year 23 contract number E24-133 for $16,342 from Washington State Military Department and U.S. Department of Homeland Security for the performance period of September 1st, 2023 to March 30th, 2025. Item 8.24, approval of the letter of termination effective November 30th, 2023 for contract number 22-076 between Mason County and the Mason County Housing Authority. Item 8.25, approval of the 2024 Local and Community Projects Program through the Department of Commerce in the amount of $999,100 for the Mason County Jail expansion, funding the study for locating, planning, and designing a community justice center. Holy cow. Having read through all the items, are there any items you would like to be removed for discussion or vote?
Item number 8.12, please.
Item 8.12. Okay. And is there anyone in the room that would like anything removed for separate discussion or vote? All right. Anyone in our Zoom room like anything removed for separate discussion or vote? You can raise your hand or turn your camera on. All right. Hearing none.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of the action agenda in its entirety except for item number 8.12, which will be taken off for a separate vote.
All right, and I'll second. So we have a motion and a second to approve the action agenda as written, except for the removal of item 8.12 for separate discussion and vote. Any discussion?
I think we discussed it enough by saying all these, reading them all into the record. But thank you to all those that do stand up to be on these committees and re-up for these other ones. out in the public, they wouldn't understand how important it is. At the end of this, I'm gonna be doing a discussion, about, either being, at the table or on the menu. And these people are a great example of being at the table so that, we can make sure that good things happen.
Great, great, I agree. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Phew. All right, let us move to item 8.12. Oh, motion passes. Item 8.12.
Slam that hammer now.
And I'm gonna ask staff to come forward, which would be, well, Mark, that's you. Is your computer working?
It is.
Okay.
And you can go short form, I just have some questions before I.
All right. Mark Neary, County Administrator. Item 8.12 is the approval of the resolution placing a proposition on the February 13th, 2024 special election ballot authorizing a sales and use tax rate of 0.2% sales and use tax for 911 emergency communication operations. So this is an additional 0.2%, or I think we have 0.1%, and so this would bring it to 0.2%. This will help fund the operations of MACECOM, and that will be on the ballot of February 13th, 2024.
Any questions?
Question, yes. Okay, so, first of all, I'll make clear, I'm not against this at all, I just have some questions about it. People have the right to burden themselves if that's what they choose. The question I have is, we just got a number, when it comes to how much it would cost to have this placed on there. And I know we haven't had any full discussions on that. When is the last point that they can put it on that ballot? At what point do you need to be notified in order to have it on the February ballot?
From another jurisdiction?
Or from us, if we were to
Oh,
vote
from
to do
MACECOM?
this, yeah, if we were to do the MACECOM thing.
I'll get back to you on that, Randy. I don't
Okay.
have that date on at the
Okay.
top of my head.
All right, we have a couple of weeks at least, do you think? For a deadline? Does anybody know if we at least have a couple of weeks? 'Cause I don't wanna stop this if we don't have the time.
Right. I don't know, I think, trying to remember what Marie said.
We actually only need 1 week.
Diane is on. Diane, do you know what our timeline is? Diane must not be paying attention.
Well, I know we should be able to have at least 1 week. We already have more than one thing coming on the agenda for this special meeting it's not a special meeting, it'll be a meeting on Tuesday.
Right.
Okay, so we already have 2 things on there now, so it'd be okay to add this, to table it until then. I'd like to find out if this is the right time to do it, if we're gonna be the only ones that are on it, or if it's beneficial to wait until another, it could be a primary or anything else where that number will come way down, because that is quite a big chunk of change, for a vote that we will not get back. I know that Commissioner Schutte is going to talk to them about how to get some of that money back, and because he's not here today, I definitely don't wanna say no or anything. So what I'd like to do instead, I think, Madam Chair, is just ask to table this, for 1 week until the 29th, or no, we're having a
Well,
meeting
we are
on,
having a special meeting next week.
yeah, on 29th,
So-
right? We're gonna do it on Wednesday,
The
or?
20,
I believe it was
28th.
Tuesday.
Is that the Tuesday?
Okay, I thought we were doing it
1
before the
o'clock.
Board of Health and stuff, so that's why.
Yeah,
Board of Health is on Tuesdays.
It is?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yep.
Oh, okay, then that's what I want. Madam Chair, I'm asking for continuance, a table of this for continuance until our meeting on the 28th.
All right, I'll second that.
Okay.
I think that's,
And we'll just find out
yeah, yeah.
what we can do, if you'll
Yeah,
find out
'cause I
for
know-
a timeline
I
for
know
us.
we have to determine the publishing,
Mhm.
when it needs to be turned in for publishing for that also, so,
And for the
Good
public's
questions.
consideration, did you mention the dollar amount associated with it?
I did not, because I don't know that we got an exact dollar amount, and I hate putting out things that are not exact. But currently, right now, last we heard, if nobody else did it, it could be around 160,000, is that what I read?
I thought it was 120.
I was thinking 120 also.
Okay, 120, okay. So,
And so it's a county-wide measure.
Yes.
So a ballot would have to go to every resident within
Right.
Mason County.
If that's the only one, if that's the only measure on the ballot, it's about 120,000.
yeah, and if other ones are there, it spreads the cost out amongst them all. And so that's why I just curious to see if we have a chance at other things, if this is time sensitive where it has to be done now, or if it can wait till we can spread those costs down and then we don't take as big a hit on it. And regardless, we pay whether it passes or it fails. It doesn't matter, we pay.
Right.
And again, I'm not standing against it in any way, sense, or form. And I actually always believe that people have the right to make their own decisions on whether they want to burden themselves or not. I've been in trouble for that over the years, but putting it on the ballot is important so they can make their determinations.
Just a point of clarification, so this is something that the commissioners have to request to be placed on the ballot. It's something that MACECOM as a separate entity cannot do. So since the Mason County Commissioners are requesting for it to be on the ballot, I think that the original bill comes to Mason County to pay for that. If we were to be reimbursed for that, or if you were able to have other items on the ballot, spread it out, absolutely are options. And I'm sure that our auditor will come back to us with deadlines for that, so then we can kind of determine when, if we know anything else is gonna be run in February?
Yeah, we haven't heard of anything else yet.
Okay.
And I want to say Commissioner Schutte has done his homework and he is looking at different options of being able to recoup that. But we don't know what that is yet, and it isn't put into place. It could be in the form of us not paying certain fees and stuff like that at this point, but none of that is flushed out yet. And so with that, we'll just take a week, we'll let him work on it also, and we'll find out a little more and see if it's absolutely necessary. That's the only thing I was looking for.
Sounds good.
So I'll make that as a motion.
Okay. All right, so we do have a motion and a second to move item 8.12, placing the February 13th, 2024 special election ballot sales and use tax rate of 0.2% sales and use tax for 911 emergency communications operations for a 1 week, right?
Until 28th, yep.
Okay. All right, call for the vote. All in
Aye.
favor, signify by saying aye.
Sorry.
Aye. All right. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right. No, I think that's a good idea. Phew. All right, let's move on to item number 9, other business. This is the time we set aside for department heads and elected officials to come before the commission. Sorry, I am moving up. I'm not ignoring anybody. Moving up my agenda. This is the time we set aside for department heads or elected officials to come before the commission if they would like to. Anybody in the room? Kelly.
Good morning, County Treasurer, Facilities Manager. I've got 2 items. The first off, just update on our courthouse elevator. Got email last week that said they will be here at the first of the year, hopefully, or the first of next month, hopefully have it done by the end of the year.
Oh, excellent.
Great news, it's only been a year. The second thing I got is, I wanted to bring the Mason County Employees Group what's going on there. First off, we had the pumpkin decorating contest. I think that thing went over awesome. So with that, we are doing now a tree decorating contest. So the Rachel Hansen and our lodging tax and all that, they're putting Christmas trees out on our courthouse lawn and giving us 15 trees that we get to decorate as different departments. There will be some nonprofits come up there and they get to decorate their trees, and it's gonna start at our courthouse tree and go all the way down to the maze that's gonna happen across from the Civic Center and that new parking lot. So you'll be able to walk through and see all the different trees. Hopefully they're identified who they are, different businesses. And Rachel's doing an amazing job at that, she really is. On the 1st, we're going to light our tree. We're gonna, at 5:30, we're gonna have cocoa and cookies and stuff like that. So inviting everybody to come over to the tree. We're gonna throw the switch. This year we are actually going to light the top of the courthouse along with that. So it's a lot of lights gonna happen out there. It's gonna be cool. I also bought different lights for all your offices, so we're taking the green out. We'll put in red and blue and yellow, and we'll do that through the Christmas time too. On the 4th, we're doing a hygiene drive and food drive. At the same time, we do the bake sale like we always do. The food drive will be going to our local food banks. And we try to distribute them throughout North Mason and Mason County, so everybody gets their fair crack at their stuff. The money this year for the bake sale and the pass the envelope is going to help pay for the new lighting of the tree and the courthouse, along with, we're giving that money this year to Pathway program, and that is the, I shouldn't call them kids, that is the people that come around with Scotty Crump and clean our windows and do some recycling and grab a vacuum map at Public Works. So they've got a program, they're teaching their kids how to budget money and stuff like that. So the Martha Reed Foundation has sponsored them and gave them credit cards so they can go out to eat every Friday. So our money this year, I hope for that to go towards that program for them. Along with that, we are starting through the county employees is asking all other county employees through payroll to take $5 a month out of their check and donate it to the county employees. With that, that's going to just help fund any new ideas, this old ideas that we have, and go forward with that. So that's all I have.
Will you be bringing around a document for us? Years ago, we had that in documents for brought to us.
That is going to be,
I haven't seen
payroll's working on that. They do it for the sheriff's office for a handful of the dogs in the minister and stuff like that. They have a program. So they said it's very easy to do. What they would like to do, instead of saying you give 5, you give 10 pay period, set it to one time, $5 a pay period, and be done. With that, half the employees do it at $5. That would bring a lot of money in for the year. We'd have to figure out where we're gonna give that money. And with that, we at our last meeting said we'll have a budget, and so we can present the budget and do everything so everybody knows on the up and up where that money is and where it's going.
That's
all I have.
exciting.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
I am too.
He's been doing this, guys,
Oh
he's
my
been
gosh.
doing this for years, before I ever got here, and when I got here. Cute little story is, when I'm first getting to know him, there was that thing they do in the Shelton Journal about the best of the best, and they had mentioned the best county employee of all the ones, and it was at the time, he wasn't imagining, he was a facilities guy running around doing everything while I watched his boss stand here in the hallway. I was still, every time I went by, his boss was standing in the hallway. But he actually was selected for that, for the county, for the paper all those years ago, from doing facilities. So that's what I see every time I see that guy. I've always seen him up there doing the lights, the flags, the Seahawk flags, no matter what it is, he's been behind it all these years. Thank you for all that.
Hours of the day.
Yep, it is a labor of love that you do for the community, and people don't know that, but it's kinda hard to miss you when you're up there doing all that stuff.
Small town community.
Yep,
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, and appreciate our employees also
Yes, we got
for stepping up, man.
more people joining, so it's nice.
Yeah, the pumpkin carving was amazing. It was so much fun.
Hope you do a barbecue this year, maybe with the extra funding and stuff like that, so.
I like it. Very nice. Anyone else? Yes, Mark.
So Diane did let me know that our answer to the question that Randy had about the deadline is actually in the agenda item summary that was turned in. So it is December 15th is the deadline for the auditor's office to get that on the ballot for February. So
All right. So we're
December
good.
15th is that deadline.
Okay.
So we'll be fine.
Thank you,
moving
Diane.
into the 28th. Yes, thank you, Diane.
the all-seeing,
She's
all-knowing
another one.
oracle.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All right, anyone in the Zoom room? All righty. Let's move on then. This is our public hearings time, so we have 2 public hearings coming up. Let's start with item 10.1. This is a public hearing to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes in the amount of taxes levied for current expense and road for 2024, and increase to the current expense and road property tax levies for 2024 may be considered, and ask staff to come forward. Jennifer?
Good morning, Jennifer Byerly, Budget and Finance Manager with Support Services. And as you stated, this is a public hearing to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes and the amount of taxes levied for current expense and road for 2024. And pursuant to RCW 84.52.070, it is the duty of the county commissioners on or before the 15th day of December in each year to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied upon the property in the county for county purposes, and on or before the first Monday in December, the respective amounts of taxes levied by the board for each taxing district for district purposes. And so special purpose districts have until November 30th to turn in their levy requests. And so this public hearing will definitely be extended to December 5th. So just wanted to state that up front. There are 4 recommended or requested actions for this public hearing. The first one is to move to increase the 2024 current expense property tax levy by 0%, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $10,930,787.24. The second requested action is move to increase the 2024 road property tax levy by 0%, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $11,665,201.30. This includes a diversion of road levy at $1,080,000. The third requested action is move to certify refund levies in the following levies and amounts for collection in 2024 to recover net refunds / cancellations, and permission for the chair to sign the form from the treasurer authorizing the collection of the refund levies. This is for the county's general fund, $27,478.95. The current expense road diversion, $2,988.20. Road district number 1, $21,760.57. Mental health, $524.57. Veterans Assistance Fund, $326.75. And the last requested action is move to adopt the 2024 current expense and road property tax levy resolutions and continue the hearing to the December 5th, 2023 Commissioner meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2024. And the last thing I wanted to point out is that on 2 of the resolutions, it states that the total amount to levy is for 2023, but it should be 2024, and that's been corrected on the resolutions that you're going to sign.
My stuff has 2024.
Okay, great. That's all that I have. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
Yes, so your exact request, are you requesting just the approval of number 4, or?
I'm requesting the approval of all 4 items.
All 4
But we'll
now.
definitely be doing another, like an extended hearing on this to certify all of the levies. So this is really just to certify roads and current expense, and then move the commission meeting to the December 5th.
Okay.
And then the refund levies is something new. That's a new
I
thing
had
that
some questions about that one, if you don't mind, then can you explain that a little bit more, please?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new form that came from the treasurer's office, and I don't know, I mean, I guess it's just a formality for them to collect. Normally, it's been part of the resolutions, but, let's see if I can find the,
I've never seen that one before, so.
So they're asking just to have that as a separate,
I was gonna say, maybe we
Yeah.
did see it, but not in
Not
this
separate,
hearing.
right.
It was brought, this was brought to us later on by the treasurer, and we approved that.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's come directly from the treasurer in years past, but I believe it's RCW 84.69.020 that authorizes the collection of those refund levies.
Okay. That's the only questions I have.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Any questions from anyone in the room for staff? Any questions in the Zoom room for staff? All right. Not seeing any. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Discussion or, what's that?
Testimony?
Oh, yes, thank you. Would anyone like to stand up and testify? Anyone in the Zoom room? Anyone in the Zoom room? All right, not seeing any. Now,
Okay, first, before I make the motion, we need to give great thanks to all the people that were involved with this. This was a beautiful, orchestrated, budget this year, very well done, all the way around, all the way around. No real hiccups anywhere. I'm comfortable with everything that we've done, and I'm proud of all of you. And I just wanted to put that out there before I do a motion. Did you want to say anything before we do a motion, or you want me to go forward?
ditto?
The Madam Chair, I'll start with number one. I move to increase the 2024 current expense property tax levy by 0%, bank the excess capacity, and set the levy at $10,930,787.24.
And I'll second that. So we do have a motion and a second to move to increase the 2024 current expense property tax levy by 0%, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $10,930,787.24. No discussion?
Just one comment for the public out there, that's 0% increase again this year. We don't even take the automatic 1%. That's, your commission has done very well with their budget and has put us in a situation where we can weather a storm like the other counties cannot.
Right.
And I just wanted to put it out there so that they recognize, again, that's 0% increase this year. And we're banking the capacity in case something happens in the future, that we still have the ability to take care of the county. Because years ago, we've had to lay people off, and we don't want to ever go through that again.
Right, right. Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much the same thing, not exact words, but the same thing, 0%. Yeah. All right. I'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next.
Madam Chair, move to increase the 2024 road property tax levy by 0%. Bank the excess capacity and set the levy at $11,665,201.30. This includes a diversion of the road levy to patrol, or to, what's the actual term we're using for that? Is it to patrol or?
It's to traffic.
Traffic. We send this over to the sheriff's department for traffic. So the road levy, diversion of the road levy for $1,080,000 even.
And I'll second. So we do have a motion and a second to increase the 2024 road property tax levy by 0%, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $11,665,201.30. This includes a diversion of the road levy of $1,080,000. Discussion?
For the public again to know, the $1,080,000, that's not the sheriff's budget, that's added onto the sheriff's budget. The total sheriff's budget for this year, when this is all done, is close to 17. Yeah, it's close to 17 million total, so that the people out there are aware. I get different calls from people that think we have 3 deputies, and that's not accurate. So we just need to
Thank
know that
goodness.
their budget is close to $17 million.
Right, right. All right. I'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item, well, next.
Number 3, Madam Chair, I move to certify refund levies in the following levies and the amount for collection 2024 to recover net refunds, cancellations, and permission for the chair to sign the form from the treasurer authorizing the collection of the refund levies. County's general fund, $27,478.95. Current expense, road diversion, $2,988.20. Road District Number 1, $21,760.57. Mental Health, $524.57. And Veterans Assistance Fund, $326.75.
And I will second that. So we do have a motion to certify refund levies in the following levies and amounts for collection in 2024 to recover net refunds, cancellations, and permissions for the chair to sign the form from the treasurer authorizing the collection of the refund levies. County's general fund, $27,478.95. Current expense, road diversion, $2,988.20. Road District Number 1, $21,760.57. Mental Health, $524.57. Veterans Assistance Fund, $326.75. Any discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next.
Item number 4 is written before us. Madam Chair, I move to adopt the 2024 current expense and road property tax levy resolution and continue the hearing to December 5th, 2023. Commission meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2024.
And I will second. Any discussion?
Change that to 1 o'clock. Or no, that was December.
No, that
Sorry,
was, yeah.
That's 20.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Hey, it's my motion. Just
Man, are we ready for turkey or what?
Yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, I'm going to call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, I didn't read that.
Huh?
I didn't read it, reread it, but that's okay. Okay, motion, any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to item 10.2. The rice parcel rezone. Marissa?
Good morning, Commissioners. Marissa Watson, Senior Planner. I'm going to share my screen so you can see a map. Okay, so the proposal today is to rezone 2 parcels within the Allen urban growth area. Parcel 12220, 5058009, and 58010. They are currently village commercial, and the applicant is asking for medium density multifamily. The applicant is John and Kim Rice, and they submitted a complete application for this request on September 11th. Like I said, the parcels are within the Allen UGA. It doesn't require us to make an amendment to the future land use map. The owners have a buyer that is interested in the parcels for developing the parcels as single-family residential. And they also have an application in our office for parcel combination. And I do believe they are also trying to acquire a 10 by 40-ish foot strip that is fronting those parcels that the county owns currently. So they're still in the works to acquire that. The approximate acreage is 0.31 acres. There are 3 parcels to the south of the subject parcel that are that have residents residences on them, and all the residences are they're from about the 1940s, 50s, so they've been there for a while. They're on parcels that are zoned village commercial as well, so they're legal conforming currently. Staff reviewed the requests against the 8 rezone criteria. Only 7 of them are applicable in this case, and staff believes they've met that criteria. I didn't require a SEPA checklist of the proposal because I do believe it's exempt per WAC 19711 806C. All the property owners within 300 feet of the subject parcel were notified by mail on September 14th. The PAC meeting was advertised in the Mason Shelton Journal on October 5th and 12th, and on site on September 19th. I did post a notice of the hearing as well. I didn't receive any comments on the proposal from the community, and then staff and the PAC are recommending that the BOCC review the request and consider the staff report, and if we have any public testimony, and approve the request as proposed by the applicant. And then if you have any questions or comments.
So currently Village Commercial has the ability to have multifamily.
It does, and they are wanting to do single-family residential, so that's why the change.
All right, any further questions? Okay. Any questions for staff from anyone in the Zoom room? Or in the physical room? Oh my goodness.
Sometimes we lose track of reality.
And Diedrich, if you could let me know if there's anyone in the Zoom room would have questions for staff? Not seeing anyone? Thank you. All right. Thank you. And now, do we have anyone that would like to testify in the physical room? All right, anyone in the Zoom room like to testify? Please raise your hand or unmute. Or turn your camera on. Anyone in the Zoom room like to testify? Please turn your camera on, raise your hand, or unmute. All right, not seeing anyone. All right.
So before I make motion, Madam Chair and Mark, there's some of these things I've had issues with because we've lost the ability to do some of the things that the community of Allen has been trying to do for many years. I'd love for us to actually do an actual travel with the commissioners so I can take them to the Port of Allen. They can see what the old idea was, and perhaps maybe we can also go to Belfair during rush hour so I can explain some of the things that I've been trying to explain. It's a little hard when we're not all there. But with this, I want you to know for the community, the Village Commercial was a failure when it was created. The community had gotten together and they thought that they were going to be able to create a community that was Leavenworth. So they wanted to have shops downstairs and residents upstairs. The only problem was they're not Leavenworth. And so that particular thing was a failure. And so we changed that to allow for some other things over the years, including multifamily and the like. But with that said, it is what it is now, and now we work with the frameworks that we have, and with that, I will be in support of it. So with your permission, I'll make a motion. Madam Chair, I move for approval of the ordinance amending the Mason County Allen Urban Growth Area UGA map rezoning parcels 12220-50-58009 and 12220-50-58010 from Village Commercial VC to medium density multifamily R2.
And I will second that. So we do have a motion and a second for approval of the ordinance amending the Mason County Allen Urban Growth Area, UGA, map zoning parcels 12220-50-58009, and 12220-50-58010 from Village Commercial VC to Medium Density Multifamily R2. Any discussion?
That was mine.
All right, I'm going to call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right. Thank you guys. You guys did a great job. Yeah. And send our compliments or our thanks to the PAC team also. Thank you. All right. Moving on to item number 11, board calendars and reports. Commissioner Netherland, would you like to go first?
I would, but before I get to that, I'm gonna take my time to give a kudos for something that occurred in this last week. I get calls from people all the time, why do you go to this, why do you go to that? Because I try to be everywhere. Then I also get calls of people that are mad when I go here or there to do a meeting. Why aren't you home? It goes both ways. And the reason why is, I explain to them, no matter which one you're at, if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. Here this last week, you have a commissioner that went to a meeting and stood up for the county in a way that needs to be expressed and appreciated. Commissioner Trask went representing Mason County in a situation with WASAC, our Association of Counties, where in my opinion, the larger counties were trying to take it over. And they were gonna give themselves, if they could get it through, they were gonna give themselves a weighted vote. It's already hard enough to battle as a small county, places like King County and Pierce County and even Thurston County. There's an old saying, if you think one person can't make a difference, try going to sleep with a mosquito in the room. I assure you, one person can make a difference, and we need to give accolades right now to Commissioner Trask because she stood up to them. And not only did she stand up to them to make sure that Mason County retained its power and authority for its one vote and not get it watered down, she won. She was successful in keeping that from happening, and you need very much a thank you and a note of appreciation from the county, because if you had lost that, first of all, I think we probably would have pulled from the association and everything. We would have lost the power of being there. If you can be outvoted 9-1, just by one county, you can imagine. So, before I went on to this, I just wanted to say thank you for that, because I did watch part of it. I was not able to watch all of it because I had other meetings to do, but you did a spectacular job, and you definitely represented Mason County in a way that should make us all proud. And again, even better, you were successful, so thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, left board, Habitat for Humanity, I met with them. I went and spoke on behalf of governmental entities and what a good citizen is for the Scouts. Olympic Regional Clean Air Authority had a meeting. I had a briefing, or attended the briefings on the proposed bylaw changes. Rotary meeting, Veterans Day, I had an opportunity to go and take part in the Veterans Day up in North Mason with the Eagles. Then the next day we had the Kiwanis flag raising and another note for our veterans. Employee town hall. I had to do the employee town hall. I hate doing the employee town hall. I hope I'll never have to do it again. She said she'll find a way to change it, but we'll see what happens there. But nobody ever called, so hopefully they didn't all hate me and want to throw rocks at me when I go down the street. But I did do it, and I tried to do it with a smile. North Mason Chamber of Commerce, Mason County Housing Authority, another Rotary meeting. I met with some folks. They're trying to bring bowling back into Shelton. After George West got elected, he gave me a call, and we talked about different things for how to do that. He reached out and was able to get a hold of the person that was structuring it the last time. So we went and met with them with opportunities, looking for opportunities on how to do this. And I'm sure you'll be contacted shortly. This is your area there. And just know that if we can pull this together, this would be a great gift for the community, and I'd support you however you need to do it. Let's see. There's going to be a family Thanksgiving. Nita's has it every year, and I'll be attending that. Meeting with the sheriff this next week, and I met with the sheriff also the week before. A very Board of Health meeting. We're having our special meeting. And Facilities Advisory Committee that I'm on for life up at North Mason School District. The Audit Committee, Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization Committee, Finance for Orca Development a meeting with a group of developers that are already investing here, and I'm gonna find out what all they're looking to try and do up in North Mason. But they're already investing, they're already putting their time in. So it's been behind the scenes, so I don't even know what it is, but we're gonna find out here recently, and hopefully it's all good stuff, we'll find out. And with that, that brings us back, and we do it all over again. So again, though, on behalf of Mason County, thank you for standing tall in that meeting. It's hard, guys. It's hard. Seattle and some of them, it's tough to stand up to them.
Yeah, well, thanks. No, it was quite the, it was supposed to be a 2-hour meeting, it turned into 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
So it was a very lively meeting, I would say, but it was fun. It wouldn't have been as much fun if we hadn't all banded together, though, as rural counties.
Or if you lost.
Well, right, yeah, yeah, no, that would not have been as much fun. But, all right, so moving on, I'm gonna try to step into there's a Board of Equalization meeting going on right now, so I might just poke my head in there and just say hello. This afternoon is our post Power of the Purse chat with Turning Point. Man, the Power of the Purse this year was awesome. We made about 10,000 more than we did last year. And so it was well attended. I want to really appreciate the people that helped plan it and attended. It was quite, the stories that we have from our survivors will impact you in ways that you never thought that they would. So, and then also on that note, in Belfair, our Turning Point office is collecting donations for Christmas. So if we could spread that word, get people out there, contact Turning Point, figure out how to donate for Christmas both there and here. Let's see, and then we have our Mason Transit meeting this afternoon. Tomorrow I'll be going to speak at the Pioneer Kiwanis meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning. We have a SWAC meeting, which is our solid waste meetings. And then, of course, we all have Thanksgiving and Black Friday. If you participate in that, there's too many crowds. I don't like that. And then Monday we have our briefing, Wasac Virtual Assembly, a canvassing board meeting.
Coming up.
Yeah, Area Agency on Aging meeting. I think there might be a Mason County GOP meeting, but I'm not sure. I'll check on that. And then we have our special meeting at 1 o'clock on Tuesday the 28th. Certification of the November election at 2 o'clock on the 28th. Board of Health meeting. And then session starts soon. So Washington Association of Counties, we're having our legislative steering small group meeting. Pac Mountain final budget approval meeting. Public Works Board meeting. Courthouse Christmas tree lighting. And then we have our budget hearing, right? On the 4th? Yes. And then we're back on Tuesday for our regular commission meeting. Okay.
And I'll most likely be at the Mason Transit Authority meeting as well, and I may be at the tree lighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun times, man. Holidays, they rock. All right. Anything else?
Madam Chair, I move for adjournment.
Alrighty, and I'll second. We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy turkey.